I have to get it to run. What could go wrong? All right, way overdue for a haircut, Tom, here at the shop, and we got something a little different happening. Starting today, over the next, who knows how long, we thought it'd be fun to take you for a ride with it. So, me and my new car. This is a 1993 Acura Vigor. Which is kind of an obscure 90s Acura that I picked up for $600. And I'm going to track cross it with a group called ASMotorsports in a couple of months. So over the next couple of who knows how long to get it to run, I have to get it to run. What could go wrong? The car is for a cheap car track cross, kind of like a Top Gear challenge. If you've seen British Top Gear where they get, it's $1,500 and they had to go buy a Porsche or something. Very much the same thing, except this car is for the family haulers theme. So it had to be a wagon, a sedan, or certain trucks and vans were eligible. And it was originally listed for $1,000. Just kind of slowly dropped it, $900, $800, $750. Finally dropped it to $600, and I'm like, all right, I gotta get this. And I've always really thought the big Acura sedans from the 90s were really cool, kind of the Acura Legend and Vigors. I didn't actually know what a Vigor was for a long time, but my friend's dad had a Legend when I was growing up, and I always thought it was cool looking. I wasn't looking for Acura sedans though, I was looking for a $600 car, so this one happened to fit the bill. I think what's probably most interesting about this car is the engine. There we go. So it's a 2.5 liter inline 5-cylinder that I believe Audi and Acura developed together, and they only used it in Acura Legends and Vigors for the early 90s. So it's super weird. In my head, it's gonna sound like a rally car, like a Group B rally car, even though it doesn't have a turbo or do anything close to that. And what else? I don't know, other than that, it's just a big sedan. Double wishbone suspension. What else about it?
Did you say what's kind of wrong with it?
Oh no, so it
doesn't run.
It's a $600 car. Plot twist, it doesn't run. So that's what this is gonna be, is I am gonna do everything I can to make me fix it. Like I wanna learn how to fix it. I kind of asked for his permission before I went and actually bought it, because I was, inevitably it's gonna be a burden on him in some capacity, but I think I can fix it. Right now it just isn't getting fuel. The guy said, his mechanic said he thinks it's just a fuel pump. So if it's just a fuel pump, then it will run probably, what, tomorrow, today? Who knows, but half hour. So yeah, it might be a disaster, or it might run in 20 minutes, who knows. So the first thing is got to charge the battery up and figure out,
And clean it.
clean it. What do you want? It was $600. What if all the paint just scrubbed off?
I'm super excited to see what it looks like underneath, because so this is a front wheel drive.
Yeah.
I mean, the axles have to come through the engine or something, right? Because here's the center line, and we're right between cylinders 3, 4. So the axles must go through the oil pan. Transmission sits behind, right here somewhere.
Up there, yep.
It kind of makes, why wouldn't they have just done a rear-wheel drive? I guess that would be very unlike Honda.
I don't think I know anything else about this car.
I don't know anything about it.
They made like 176 horsepower.
That's it?
That's it. But apparently they're pretty torquey. Shoot, I guess,
Was it
expect.
2.5 liter?
Yeah.
What year was this?
93. A 3,100 some pounds without a driver in it. It's not that, I mean, for how huge it is, it's not that heavy.
AC work?
I don't know. Who cares if the AC works if the car doesn't work? Roll the windows down. Look, I got a sunroof. Is this what the cool people do? They don't put it on the negative terminal, they put it on somewhere else?
Put it on the engine. I mean, you can put it wherever you want. You want me to put it on the terminal?
So like that's the declaration of being a soccer mom, is you put it on there? Try it?
Yeah. I mean,
Here.
watch it just fire right up.
The Honda.
Cut the Honda beep.
You know what that beep tone is?
It means you have the door open?
No.
With the key in it.
Well, yeah. It's an H in Morse code.
It's an H in Morse code? Huh. Interesting. Alright. Let's see if the dude's right about a... here we go. Jump start. Give it some throttle too. Good sign. Sounds good. Till you're out of fuel. Okay, cool. We can make this run. We just gotta give it fuel. It's pretty easy.
Okay.
Figure out why the pump's not turning on. Oh my god, he gave you the whole... Dude, he made this way too easy for you. Give me that back.
No.
You don't get that.
This is harder than Google. Come on.
No way, that is way... Google, you have to sift through bullshit information.
No,
This is like...
You read the first thing and that's true.
All right. So figure out where the fuel pump is. We're gonna give it some power and make it run. Want to just
I want to
cheat
drive
it?
this to my haircut tomorrow.
Okay, no
My
problem.
new goal.
Drive it today. You don't want to let that thing go another day. This is where we do that. Moments later.
A few moments later.
Well,
Tom's doing reverse donuts.
17,000 years later, Tom's still having pictures.
Yes.
I'm gonna be like Eric and have like race headlights and racer headlights when I take it to car shows.
There's a difference between race and racer?
In Eric's world, yeah. I got not 2, but 3 grills.
Oh. Definitely could do some cool stuff with that. We definitely need to fix that little bit right there.
Okay.
The like ugly
This bit?
red. I mean, no, the other paint's like okay.
Yeah.
That just doesn't even match. That's like orange. So Tom is on the search for a fuel pump.
I don't think I'm close. Based on my knowledge.
I mean,
of
it's
other-
probably in the back half of the car, so you're...
Warmer. I know it's not over there, but I'm pretty sure it's up there. That's where it is on every other Honda I know of. But typically you have to
Yeah,
take
pull the
back
seats.
out. Yeah.
Okay. Shouldn't be too hard.
It's actually surprisingly not a lot of room in this car.
Yeah, the back is quite tight in the way.
The size of the trunk, you get passengers with no legs and then all the golf clubs in the back.
You can put their legs in the trunk. All right, so typically, I'll just give you a few hints. This has probably got to come out first. You just yank it up. Yeah,
Go there.
pull harder. There's probably 2. Could be wrong.
Hell yeah. 500.
Oh, I thought you were gonna start picking up whatever food was on the floor. Hell yeah, I'm hungry.
599. I feel like there should be a handle up here. What year of car do you think they started doing handles at the top?
You could read the manual, or you've
Moving
got that.
over your seats.
You've got this big book here that tells you how to do absolutely everything.
This feels so stupid.
How to remove rear seats.
Yeah. Can I control F?
Still on step 1.
Step 1 is to find one of these annoying clips with a flathead that you can't see. Okay, great.
All right. Now he's getting tools.
This doesn't seem right at all.
All right, we're bailing on taking the seat out because I think we can just get at it right there. We can at least test our theory of if the pump is working by just giving some power direct. Find the actual fuel pump power wires there. Give it some power, see if we can hear anything turn on. If it doesn't turn on and we do have to take the fuel pump out, then you have to go back to figuring out how to take the seats out.
Okay.
There's probably a total of 4, typically 4 wires on Hondas. You got the fuel pump, power ground, and then you've got the 2 wires for the fuel level sensor.
I'm gonna guess power is green. Right?
What makes you think that?
Color theory? Art class? I know it's not black, that's the ground.
Typically.
And you said there's what are the other ones?
Well, there's 4 wires total, right?
Yep. What
On
are
there?
the other what are
So
the other options?
There's probably 2 bigger gauge wires. That's for your fuel pump.
Yep. That's the
So
yellow ones.
there's what, a black and a yellow?
There's black, 2 yellow, and green.
Okay, is one of the yellows bigger and thicker than the?
Yes.
Okay, so that's
I
probably
don't know
the
how to get myself up.
that's probably the fuel pump power. Is the bigger yellow?
Well, yeah. Okay, I see it.
So we could just, try it, throw power at it, see what happens. You want to test it like us knowing for sure which wires to do, or just gonna?
Yeah, the first one.
Yes. We'll grab the power probe. Let's see if Tom knows how to use this. This is your ground. You should shove that in the black, the bigger gauge black wire connector. This can give ground or power at the tip there by pushing up. Will give you voltage or battery voltage. Down will give you ground. And then you give it power and you listen for the fuel pump. Or you listen for something to fry. So that's the ground?
The ground is, yep. It came out this way, so there's the black wire is ground.
Far left.
I thought this far right was the thicker of gauge, so I figured that was power.
Does it look?
It looks a little thicker to
It
me.
does look a little thicker.
And then the middle two.
All right, well, let's try it.
That one.
It's maybe that one or the far right one.
The far right one does nothing.
Okay.
What would that mean?
I don't know. Either that, maybe this is the part of the issue. Maybe the fuel pump's not getting power inside
Okay.
the tank. So try giving that far right one some power. Okay, not getting anything. Huh. Maybe that's the issue.
So what? I didn't follow enough of that.
Let's diagnose to see if the pump is getting power. So on the other side of the connector, the supply side.
Yep.
Let's measure to see if that's getting a ground and power when I turn the key on.
And I would do.
Like you're doing the same thing, and that thing should light up like it's getting battery power. So you're just gonna touch it with the probe, and if something happens, you're gonna see it light up with 13 volts or whatever.
Okay.
Anything?
Yep.
Did it turn off?
Off.
So,
On. Nothing.
and yeah, it should only turn on for like a second or two.
Yep.
So that means it's trying to get power. That means it is something in the tank.
So it could be this connector or something. It's down wire from this.
It's down from there, yeah. So it's there into the actual tank.
Okay.
So we do have to take the fuel pump out.
Someone answered when I asked, "What do you think I bought?" Someone said tetanus.
Maybe you should go look. Maybe this might not be the fuel pump. This might be the fuel level only. It might have to actually drop the tank. You might want to look in the manual.
How hard is dropping the tank?
Probably not the most pleasant job.
Oh, that's the gauge sending unit. The fuel pump is on the other side. The fuel pump is in that same bubble. So if we cut right there, yep, it's right there. But it's on the top of the fuel tank. Why would they not make that accessible?
If we know exactly where it is, we can cheat and just cut part of the floor apart.
So we just figured out that we can't get to the fuel pump without dropping the fuel tank. But before we do that, we decided we're just gonna hack a hole in where Honda should have put a hole anyway.
Yeah, Honda should have just put one of these little access covers right here. So we're just gonna do what they should have
Make
done.
their own. I can't even sit comfortably to get a thing.
Get used to it. Add a roll cage into the mix.
Jesus. That bad?
Put your finger over that, I'll get a cap.
If I am gonna get tetanus, I just got it. Okay, that was easier than I thought it was gonna be.
So there's one other little thing. This is the moment of truth.
Okay.
If we pull it out, it could be a mother. Or it'll look nice, squeaky clean, and we just have to put a new fuel pump on.
I don't think it's gonna look squeaky clean.
You think it's gonna be rusty?
If the outside is any indication of the inside, right?
Leave it kind of, yep. You have to kind of bring it up nice and gentle. And you might have to do like a specific twist to get it out. Just kind of wiggle and twist until it finally makes its way out.
You can see. Oh.
Yep, there you are. She looks decently clean. That's good. Yeah, tank looks great. Awesome. Awesome. When she's kind of drained out, exit the car, and let's take it to the bench. Yeah, it's gonna probably continue to like drip fuel out for a while. Move the fuel pump. For you.
I didn't do anything. Just keep spinning. Just keep spinning. Just keep spinning, spinning, spinning. Okay.
we need the return line hooked up and the feed line. So the feed line is this thing. One off. There's one on each side. There's crush washer. That one's already on the top.
Okay.
The other one's on the bottom.
I remember this from the brake line thing.
Yep. That one was 17.
All the way on?
Yep.
Just tight.
Yeah, that one you got to get a little tight because that's sealing up the feed line. So if you don't have that tight, fuel will spray all over. Okay, good. Return.
Oh, I'm bad at all of it. That's why I don't like it. It makes me so fucking mad every time that pops off. Like, why won't it just go? Should I pull it further on first? Like
yeah, first you're probably gonna fight this clamp now is fighting you, so you gotta go back a bit. Go back a bit, yep. And now push it on. I bet you could do this with your fingers. I bet you're making it harder by squeezing it together.
How close on does it need to be?
I mean, all the way up to where, I think it was up to that point before, no?
It was.
Yeah, it was just hooked on something down there. All right.
Ah!
There you are. You should be able to hear the fuel pump. And you kind of heard it build pressure, right?
Yep.
It started, the pump started easy and then it started to work. So you're gonna try turning it or cranking it, and I'm gonna try giving this track power and ground right here.
Start it?
Go start it.
No shit.
Easy.
That's right, Pex.
Nice. Try starting it again. Just keep cranking. Huh. Hold on. If I just plug this back in and it all works, I honestly don't know what we did other than reconnected a few things. All right.
Try it?
Try it. Okay, it's just all plugged back in.
We didn't do anything?
At this point, we just took everything apart and put it back together. I'm guessing it was a loose connector or something at some point of some kind here.
We lose, can we reinforce anything? So that it doesn't get,
Guys.
You know what it was? It's that WD-40.
It just needed a little lube.
It's either that or duct tape, and we didn't use duct tape. Well, should we
drive it around?
Reassemble it?
Let's reassemble it. We're gonna, I say
put all the
leave
nuts
this
and bolts
apart.
back together? Yeah.
Leave it apart, go drive it a bunch, test it, and let it prove itself. And if it all works, then we'll, fully put it back together. But, sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool. Didn't take any money.
I like that.
Shakes the whole car.
Told you it was torquey. Go for rides.
Brake lamp. What's that mean?
I don't know. We're driving. Listen to that. No, don't do that, you fucker. It sounds kind of good. Why are there so many drive modes? I'm gonna go play with this. It does smell like fuel. A lot like fuel.
Think we're leaking?
Probably just all that extras that was fluid.
Yeah.
We did our first test drive, and there's a little bit of a leak. It's a lot. Good. All right, so we had that fuel leak when we went for lunch. Pulled everything back open, and oh yeah. So we got some rusty fuel lines, unfortunately.
Maybe we'll just get it up on the hoist here and look at everything. But it's just the return side. We could do this the easy way of just running new 1/4-inch fuel line from
there
here all the way underneath the car up to the return side on the rail in the engine bay. So it's not a terribly hard fix. We're not going to do it like the really nice way of running new hard lines and stuff.
Right. Where does it start?
So right here's your return side,
Yep.
and it's going into some hard line there.
Okay.
And then we can either cut it there, and since it's only the return side, it's not under pressure, so it's not that big of a deal. You just cut it and add some hose. If it was the high pressure side, then you'd want to do nice hard line and do it the correct way, I think.
Why does a fuel system have a return line? For recycling? It's
So
not
yeah, there's a
recycling
fuel
anything.
pressure regulator up here. So you have your feed coming in, supplying fuel pressure, and there has to be a regulator there to maintain the correct pressure, right? And it keeps a specific amount of fuel pressure inside the rail, and then lets out whatever's left.
Got it. Guys, I have an admission. It's kind of growing on me a little bit after driving it.
Let's start.
Back is terrible. Vlogging me?
Pump up the jam. Pump it up.
Those are some cool glasses. Should I have some of those on?
Nope.
Should I stand back?
Yep. How low do you think you want to go?
As low as you think you can.
All right. I'll do this. You do fuel line?
Sure. We're gonna take all the shocks off, cut the springs.
I think so.
All right, fuel lines are in, I think. I don't know. I zip tied them in and you connected them. It stopped leaking. So that's good. Now I'm doing the battery. Fresh battery. The legend. Except it's a Vigor. And oil change and what?
Finish cutting springs?
No, oil change and oil filter. How much spring have we cut? Oh, that's fuel line. Spring, there we go. All right, we are this much lower, which is literally so good. Oh, it's so good. Now we're onto the rear, which has this insane rear suspension design, which is like EF rear trailing arm design plus like half of a wishbone or something. I don't really understand what that is, but
I wonder how.
it's just along for the ride anyway.
Seems
So
like it wouldn't be very strong.
that's kind of what I think. It looks like it would just bend in any direction. If you put the wrong load on it, it would just like grandma's knee bends the wrong way or something. So, I think we're taking the exact same amount of coil off the back here, right?
I'm gonna take this one a little slower so we get a nice even ride height, and then if we have to do more, it's easy now.
Cool.
Don't want to get stuck with a weird, uneven looking ride height.
So we're pretty much done with getting it running, I think. I mean, unless something else pops up. Fuel line's done, car starts, battery's good, oil change, all the maintenance stuff is pretty much caught up on. And now we're just into the stupid stuff. Need
You gotta put the interior back together.
Put the interior back together, I guess. But
Repatch our inspection hole.
what hole? We didn't do anything. Perfectly factory inside. So we're having fun. So that's it done for making the Acura run. It was way easier than we expected, I guess, even though it was not the most straightforward stuff. But next up, we get to have a little bit of fun with it, even though the event is not really for going as fast as possible. We got a lot of stuff lying around, so we're gonna have a little fun with it.